half my brain tied behind my back just to make it fair. El Rushbo behind the golden EIB microphone, 800-282-2882. All right, I polled the staff. The staff says, we love it when the sound bites are about you. Okay, so, and Snerdley says, you got it. There's all kinds of new people tuning in. You don't realize what's happening out there, Rush. I mean, you are the sole focus. You got it. Okay, I get it. So we left off with John Heilemann after he had explained how uncomfortable it was to delve into the far-right precincts of talk radio, and then ended up agreeing with what he heard me say, even though it pained him to realize that was happening. We now go to CNN and Aaron Burnett out front. Here is a portion of a report from Jim Acosta, and it's along the same lines as everything you've heard up to now.
It's worth pointing out Donald Trump is finding an ally in Rush Limbaugh, who said on his radio show today that Fox News is acting like it's been jilted at the altar. And once again, Trump has found a new way to dominate the coverage in this race for the GOP nomination. And talking to people in this conservative crowd, Aaron, it is clear many here will be watching Trump tomorrow night, not Fox News.
No, look, folks, I'm not hypersensitive about this being accused of finding out what, and I should know this well enough now not to be disappointed by it. As I say, I really dug deep yesterday in a serious effort to analyze and explain this, because, as I said, everybody about whom I was going to speak yesterday is a friend to one degree or another. And it's very, very hard to speak about people who are friends. It's easier when you don't know the people you're talking about. But I can't, if I'm to meet the expectations you have here every day, I can't let all of that cloud or dilute what I think or say. So everything yesterday occurred under those auspices, if you will. And to hear it reduced, this is, folks, I told yesterday why I don't like doing TV. This is one of the reasons why. Now I know that these clowns are not going to listen for an hour or even 30 minutes, much less an hour and a half. I know they're not going to listen, period. I know that some producer is going to find some 10-second clip and play it for them. Oh, yeah. Limbaugh taking Trump's side. That's then going to form and shape the entire evening's coverage. I understand that, but I want to point this out because these are the people who claim to be in-depth analyzers, analysts, in-depth understanding the stuff that you're not capable of knowing because you're not close enough. And it's clear that they're not able to get beyond their narrow blinders here of the story is written before they even do it. They come up with what they want the story to be. They find the elements that they want to include in it to prove their contention. If they have to cherry pick, they do. All of this is known. None of it's a surprise. But in itself, this is another bit of analysis and exposition about how these people do it. This is Acosta up next. Little Brian Selter, also at CNN. He's their media expert. Brian Stelter is the media expert that tells everybody else how to understand what the media is doing. Not just CNN's media, but every media. So Aaron Burnett and Brian Stelter go back and forth about what it all meant yesterday.
People are now choosing sides, with influential conservative radio host Rush Limbaugh siding with Trump, saying Fox is acting jilted.
Donald Trump knows that by not showing up, he's owning the entire event. Some guy not even present will end up owning the entire event.
So who needs who more, Fox or Trump? Thursday's ratings might start to answer that key question.
And people are now choosing sides. Influential conservative radio host Rush Limbaugh siding with Trump, saying Fox is acting jilted. Let me explain that again for the newbies that Mr. Snerdley has referred to. And there are. We are getting tune-in factor to this program like you can't believe. We're growing here in geometric proportions. And my point about being jilted was, here's Fox is going to televise a debate, and it's going to be tonight. And one of the participants, one of the candidates, says, you know what, I'm not going to debate. I'm not showing up. I don't like one of your moderators. Your moderator's unfair to me. Whatever reason he gives, he's not showing up. And Fox acted like it was the end of the world. And they spent a lot of time that night analyzing what it all meant for them and why it was happening and so forth. And my only point was that, well, I don't know. This is tough, folks. It's really tough. I would. It's easy for me to say I'm not there. There's stuff going on, other places of business that I'm not privy to and don't know, obviously. But if Donald Trump were scheduled to be here as a guest, which we don't do, but if Trump were going to be here as a guest and called and canceled, I wouldn't devote the following 3 hours to, gee, I wish he was here. Why did he cancel? What does it mean for me and for this program? I'd just go and do something else. Trump canceled, said he was going to be here, but he's not. Bam, done it. Move on. But to devote all this time, and I understand there's a new media today, and that is make it about you rather than what you're covering in the news. And so that just makes me nervous, as all of this is making me nervous. So that's little Brian. There's more for little Brian. Let me get to the next page. They happen to stick together. Erin Burnett herself. This is just play it. I don't even know what it is before I air it. So here
Rush Limbaugh had this to say about Trump's decision today.
I got news for you. He is controlling the media, and it's his objective. He is controlling the media. He controls the media when he's not on it. He controls the media when he is on it. He controls the media when he's asleep. That's about the fourth time I've heard that clip. Obviously, this bugs him. Okay, so in all these, that's the fourth time they have played that clip about how Trump owns the media. That scares all of them in the media, by the way, folks. That's not supposed to happen. Nobody they cover except the Kennedys is supposed to be bigger than the media. They allowed the Kennedys to be bigger than the media, and some communists who they loved Gorbachev. Gorbachev could do no wrong, for example, but somebody like Trump is not supposed to control or own the media. Probably not happy that I was pointing it out either. Here's David Rodham Gergen. David Rodham Gergen, also on CNN, same show, Erin Burnett. This is the guy you probably say does define whatever conventional wisdom in Washington is. If you want to know what the elites, the power brokers, the majority of the powerful in Washington think at a given moment, go ask David Gergen what's on his mind, and you'll find out.
I think that what Americans are looking for now, who are scared and anxious about the future, is somebody who is strong and decisive, and somebody who is willing to stand up to vested interest in this country and say, sometimes you get it wrong. And, if you want to insult me, I'm not going to walk into some setup on your debate. This statement that they issued, the extraordinary statement they issued, signaled that he was going to be very likely walking into a setup. And why should he go timidly into that? Why shouldn't he say, hey, wait a minute, you go over the line, I'm not playing?
Well, David Rodham Gergen is using my exact line of thinking. I chose different words. I said, in Trump's mind, why should he give them the gun and the bullet and then go stand still as a target? He's got experience. He's got intelligence. He knows what happened the last time. Why put himself in front of it again? That's all I was suggesting was the explanation for this. The explanation for this. It's not that he's afraid of Megyn Kelly. It's not that he's afraid of anybody. It's that why should you put yourself in a circumstance where previously somebody tried to harm you? Why do it again? Well, the rules say that you have to show up. You have to be bigger than the media. You have to take those assaults on the media. That's the game. The media, if you're going to run for president, you have to be able to take questions. No matter what the question is, you are to respect it and you are to answer it. Because if you can't deal with the media, how can we trust you to deal with X, like Putin or the Ayatollah or Mao Zedong or the Castros or whoever you fill in the blank with? That's always been the way they do this. What, you're afraid of the media? You can't handle a question from Megyn Kelly? Can't handle a question from Sam Donaldson? Well, how are you going to deal with Mikhail Gorbachev? That's a whole... I've never thought that was a sensible way of looking at things. The sensible way of looking at it is, why, whether you're running for president or whether you're a CEO or whether you're just any average, ordinary, run-of-the-mill newsmaker from day to day, what is the sense in openly making yourself available to be ridiculed, impugned? If they're going to do it anyway, and you show up in a format where you are, by definition of the rules, limited in how you can respond to it, why go there and be made to stand like a sitting duck? And because the rules, you have to play nice and be polite, and you can't, they have all the cards. Media holds all the cards. They can say, do whatever they want, ask you any question, and the rules say you're supposed to sit there and take it. And all I'm pointing out is that Donald Trump is saying, no, I am not going to do that. That's not smart. Read my book, The Art of the Deal. This is not how you get what you want.